Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. I think we're ready to come online finally. Another late start as usual. Yo, what's up? Welcome back to Vencabot. Game dev action. Yo, we're trying something a little bit new today. Again, we're doing some actual programming today. Yo, Flaming Blizzard, what's up, dude? We're playing the entire collection I have of you right now on this computer. So we've got depths, we've got houses, movement and monotony, and into the cold. I love this stuff passionately. I don't have a whole lot of chances to use it on the stream because I usually have like some kind of, you know, game background music going on. But when I don't have any game background music, I really love using your music, bro. Yeah, I really enjoy this stuff. It's really good for programming, especially, I find. Alright. So, I want to get started with some game dev. So today, we're going to be doing some work on Battleship. You guys may or may not know that I've been trying to get started on this Battleship idea, where I try and port Battleship over and then add some new rules to it, right, in the long run. But in the short term, I want to just mostly focus on getting Battleship working, you know, classic Battleship rules. So let's make a new text document here. I'm actually going to make like a notes.txt, so I have something to work on notes-wise before we start programming. Actually, I lower the volume a little bit more. I know it's probably louder for you guys than it is for me. So this is right about here. Alright, so I want to open up notes here. So here's what we're going to do, guys. We are going to make a quick little description of what we're going to be doing here. So, we just buy Battleship. I heard a good idea, Dix. Good idea. I don't have the money for that, though. We're going to program our own. So, we're going to be using a server-client structure for multiplayer vanilla Battleship over the internet. That necessitates, can't type, necessitates, I think that's how you spell it, 2 pieces of software, at least, a server script and a client script to be used by both clients. So, first thing we want to do is describe the server script. Server script. It's going to manage the entire game. It's going to wait for and accept connections from clients. When both clients are connected, the game begins. Well, how about no? Let's be more specific, right? They'll position their ships. Once all ships have been positioned and both clients have readied, the game will begin. Necessitate. That's how I spelled it, right? Yes. All right. So the client script will connect to the server script and will display prompts provided by the server script and will send commands to the server script. The entire game is going to be text-based to be played in the CMD. Well, let's not use CMD, let's just say the terminal. Be played in the terminal window. As time goes on, we'll create a web-based JavaScript client. Okay, so, hey Steve. So, what do I work on first, the server or the client script? Why don't we mock up the server script to just send data to a client? So we'll have it wait for a little while, and then we'll have it send data back and forth. Notepad Simulator, here we go. Let's go, Steve. Okay, let's lower the volume a little bit more. Because this music is so resonant, sometimes it gets louder. I have to kind of mess with the volume out here and there. Because it's very, very resonant. What's up, Cheese? What is this? This is programming, bro. We're programming. So yeah, I want to make the client, I want to make the server work first. So let's, I think we already have that open, right? If I'm not mistaken. No, I don't. Let's open that then. So the server, edit it with Vim. Alright. So, off the top of my head, I've already forgotten how to write a server. But thankfully we have the documentation open here. That's how I use, this is how I do all my programming, right? The documentation always open. Let's go to the library reference. We definitely want some kind of socket server. So I'm just going to do a quick search for a socket. I don't think I want socket, raw socket, do I? Why don't I just try looking for server? Any server libraries I could use? Socket server here, that's what I want, I think. That's what I want. See, it's copies everything, right? Not quite everything. Well, let's see here. To be fair, I'm not surprised you get no sleep when you spend your spare time making Battleship. It's not my spare time anymore, dude. I'm trying to see what happens on stream. Because God forbid you use one of the million of online ones. But yeah, my plan is to try and make our own Battleship, man. Like, we'd have all kinds of new rules. I think that could be really fun eventually. But right now, it's just a chance for me to get my wiggles out. I haven't been able to do any game dev for so long. I thought maybe it would work on stream. We'll see how it works. We'll see how the numbers look. I know the last time we did some programming, some guys showed up that wanted to learn some programming. All right, so I want to make some kind of TCP server. Server creation, base server. Yeah. So how does this work? Server objects. Okay, get a base server. All right. Server address. Handle request. That's what I want. Press a single request. Okay, and serve forever. Shut down. Server close. Socket type stuff. Timeouts. Who cares? Request handlers. I don't even do that yet. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Why don't we just try and import socket server on stream, Cheese. On stream. To be honest, that's how I feel about his work on whatever he's doing with this chat, though. Socket server. Alright, so I definitely want an if name equals main. So the way that Python works, guys, is that you can import any Python program to use its features in another program, right? So sometimes your program might not even ever run, right? Your program might not actually run. It might just be used to get harvested for other stuff. So when I say if name equals main, what I'm saying is that only run this code if you're actually running this software, right? Don't run the code if you're just importing it or trying to harvest it for other stuff. So this is like the actual program itself. All the logic goes inside here. If name equals main, then do all this stuff. Right now it just says pass. That means we're not going to run any code yet. But let's see here. I want to just make a new server, right? So let's say if name equals main, then you know, server. Let's make that the name of our variable there. Equals, and then we'll just say like a new socket server, right? I haven't used Python in so long. We just use socket server.tcp server, right? Let me give it a host and a port. So the host will be like localhost, right? We just want this computer to be the server. I think that's how that works. And then we want the port to be like, my favorite port is like a 1717. We'll just try like, you know, 6666. Alright, and then we said we need a handler of some kind, huh? Well, do I have to make my own handler? I guess I do. According to this example right here. Let's make our own handler then. So we'll just do like class echo handler. For my whole plan, my plan here is to make a quick little demonstration of the client server so I can remind myself how this works. Yeah, I'm sorry, Dick. So if you have any questions, let me know. I can definitely explain in more detail. It's kind of the idea of the stream here. We could even derail it entirely and just teach you guys Python. I'd be happy to do that as well. We just all open up Notepad together and start programming stuff, but I don't think that's probably going to be too interesting to eat for you guys. So I figure I'm just going to kind of talk my way through my own thought processes until I get a question. So we have, looks like when we make our own, when we extend the base handler class, then we have to make a handle. We have to, what do they call it? I guess override, I think is the term. Override the handle method here. So we have to make our own little handle script. That's fine. We can do that. Why do Oreo double stuffed cookies spell stuff only one F? I've always wondered that, dude. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. I wish I knew. Yeah, I agree, Chief. This is a good question. Alright. So it says here that I want to probably make a data attribute for this object. And you can get self.request receive the code. We'll get 1,024 characters. And then we'll strip the white space from the sides. Alright, so now we have data. Oh, so this thing that showed me right here is actually what I wanted to write. This is like a little echo software. But I'm going to, so we have a client address that comes with this base handler, base request handler class that I'm extending here. So I want to do, we'll do a very similar code what they have here, right? Let's just print. Oh yeah, sure enough, this is exactly what I wanted to write. It's the exact same script server I'm writing. Just a real quick basic test server that just sends the data back like an echo. So we're just going to say, you know, same code they have here, right? Wrote format self.client address. Is it to prevent people from complaining about them not actually having double stuffing? Oh my God, Dix, that's so deep. What if it's, you know, what if it's legalized? What if it's legal? Because they have to say it's not really double stuffed, guys. We didn't say it's double stuffed. We said it's double stuff. Double stuff. All right, we're going to print the data, and then we're going to. So self.request.sendAll. What is self.request? So request is, I guess you send data back to whatever self.request is, huh? Must be the actual connection, I guess. We're going to say, instead of they're going to go uppercase, I'm just going to go like echo, and then, you know, add in the self.data there. All right. So there we have our little echo handler. Whenever they get data from a client, this is going to echo it back, I guess, huh? Let's see how that works. So we have to add in the handler now. Echo handler is the handler. All right. Now it's going to run it forever, right? Server.serve forever. I think that is a simple server script that should at least run. Let's give it the old college try. Let's go to, you know, where we want to go here. So that would be desktop, video work, scripts, Battleship, I think. Okay. So let's knock these also out of the way as well. Let's get these all to the right place here. CD, desktop, /video work, /scripts, /Battleship. We got our third window here to the same spot. Desktop, video work, scripts, Battleship. All right, now we're all in the same place. Let's try and run the server, see if it works at all. Actually, I'm going to put some diagnostic data here. See here, so we can know where shit goes wrong. Print. Creating server. And then print. Serving forever. Now, is this going to end the script immediately? I think it should actually keep running, I think. Let's just try this. Pi, battleship server.py. Okay, so it seems to be working. Yeah, I agree. The gold ones are definitely... if someone offered me a package of golden Oreos, I'd fucking refuse it. I'd be like, listen, asshole. Get that shit out of my face, alright? I don't want that nasty-ass shit. Alright, so now I've got to learn how to make a client. Type of reference. We want. I think we don't need. I think there's probably no client. Let me see here. Client HTTP client. No. So we just want. I think socket. Just raw sockets. There is no client side. Socket families. I just want to make a connection and send and receive data from it. Constants. No, I don't care about constants. Here we go. Sockets. So I don't. We want to connect to a TCP service. Listening to this. Okay, that sounds like what I want right there. Create connection. Connect to a TCP service. Listening on the address. No timeout needed. Higher level. That's fine. How do I? So if I create a connection, how do I access what's on there? Is there a connection type object that I can get data from? Socket objects. I just want a connection type object. Is there such a thing? There probably is, right? I don't know. No, sockets are... It's kind of confusing. Sockets are connections, I guess, huh? So I bet you that create connection returns a socket. I'm going to just assume that. And just go with it here. Just go with it. Let's go to the client and open up a new editor here. So here's our client. So I want to import socket so we can use all that socket code that we have here. I'm just going to, you know, if name equals main. That way this is all stuff that happens in the actual program logic. We're going to say, you know, server connection equals socket.createConnection localhost 6666. I should connect to our little server there, hopefully. All right. So we should get a connection that way. And then we should be able to send data to it. So let's give that a shot. Where is our... here are socket objects, right? I don't want to accept it. I'm making a new connection here. So I want to connect. That's fine. Detach, dip, file number, whatever. I want to send data. Where's that? There's receive. We're going to need that later on. I think it's just called send, right? So we send bytes. We don't send text. We send bytes. I have to encode it first, I think. So let's send... No, excuse me. Server connection dot send hello. But we need that to be bytes. I think if I precede that with a B, it becomes byte data. Maybe I'm wrong about that. That doesn't look right. We'll try that. Probably give me an error message, though. Maybe think of a different programming language. All right, so we're sending data. That's fine. Very simple. And now we're going to receive the data. So let's just print whatever we receive, right? So we're going to print server connection dot receive dot strip. All right, let's see what nastiness happens here. This is probably going to go horribly wrong. That's fine, though. All right, so here we are. We have this page running the server. We'll use this window to run the client we just wrote. So Python Battleship client.py. All right, so something went horribly wrong. Okay, it needs at least one argument. So I think receive must need the number of bytes. It says I didn't give enough information to the receive script. Yeah, it needs a buffer size. Okay, I can do that. So I assumed it would just, make one for me, but I assumed too much. Let's go back to here. We wanted a receive buffer size, so we want to go here and put in 1024. Pretty good buffer size. All right, so let's rerun the script here. What happened here? Type error. A bytes-like object is required. Oh, I'm going to have to send bytes. So what did I miss over here? This might be some old code from before Python 3. Because I think it's complaining about send all. Let me see here. Oh, what the fuck? You guys can't see shit. One second, guys. Hey, welcome back, YouTube. Sorry about that. Alright, so let's hide this then. Okay, so let's see here. Type error. At what line, though? In send all. Okay, so it can't send a string. So I guess it's probably a problem with Python 3 here. That's fine. We can fix that. No problem. Let's go back to the server. And we want to send bytes. So if I put B here, will that fix the issue? Let's find out. Alright, so we need to kill this. I think it's control pause, I think. Yes, on Windows. They're too cool to use Control C like everybody else. Alright. Get them! Okay. Bytes object has no attribute format. Okay. So that's our problem here. So let's go back to the server. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to encode the entire... I think that's how you make bytes. Let's see if that works. So we're going to, once again, control pause to kill that. Rerun it. Launch the client again. No, something went wrong again. Encode is not defined. Okay. I think it's actually string.encode, maybe. So let's go back here. I'm sorry, guys. Let's go to here. And then .encode, right? Let's see if that works. Send it. There we go. Alright, so we got hello, but it's sending it as bytes. I want to decode on both sides. I don't want to see this B in front. I want to just get raw strings back. So we want to decode, right? We're encoding, we want to also decode. So we want self.data. We want to make this into a string. So can we just decode that like so? Or is it decode its own little... well, let's not guess. Let's go look it up, right? Library reference, built-in functions. Is there a decode function? No, there's not. If I go and check the string methods, I bet there's a method on string called decode. What do we got? String methods. So we can encode things, but I don't see a decode, supposing these are all in alphabetical order. Well, how do you decode a string? How do you decode some bytes? Oh, it would be a bytes method, not a string method. Duh. Where are my bytes at? Okay, here we go. Bytes, binary sequence types. Byte array objects, byte and byte array operations, decode. Okay, there's a decode for bytes. Alright, so we want to go back to the server here. We're going to just decode that. Then we're going to, yeah, alright. Then when we print out whatever it says here, or is that, where's the client side now? Let's save this now that we're decoding the bytes. Where's our client? Here it is. Let's just kind of have these not overlap. Let's, we're sending bytes, that's fine. But when we receive it, though, we want to receive it as a string. So let's just decode this. There we go. So now we shouldn't have any more byte weirdness. It should all be sending and being received as strings. So here's the server. Let's kill that. And restart it. And here's our client. Can I make these not overlap somehow as well? For your guys' sake. Alright. Client. There we go. So now we're sending and receiving strings. That's what I want. So now we have our dummy client and server both set up. So now we can start implementing rules and stuff to the game. Now we know how to send data and receive data. That's really all we need. So we can now get rid of our echo handler. We're not echoing anymore. Now we're going to be playing some games and shit. So first of all, we want to wait for 2 clients, right? That's the server's first job. When it has only 1 client, we're not going nowhere. It's not going to help us. We need to wait for at least 2 people before it does anything. So how are we going to do that with this handler here? It's serving forever. It has to increment something when it gets a new connection. We have a handler. Can the handler have other methods? We're on the socket server, right? Here's the request handler objects. Setup, call before the handle. Okay. Handle, and then finish. So we don't have a whole lot of options here for overriding methods. This function must do all the work required to service a request. The default implementation does nothing. Okay. So what are the attributes available to it? The request is self.request. The client address is self.client address. And the server instance, oh, here we go, that's what I want, self.server. Per server information. Yeah, it certainly doesn't need that information. So what I'm going to probably do is I'm going to have 2 people walk in. Hey, what's up, Kamijun? No, Kamijun the Python, I'm sorry. I know you're not a huge fan of Python. Alright, so let's go to our server here. And what I want is, for the actual server itself, we need to extend this socket server, right? So let's make a new class here. Class, how about Battleship server? We're going to extend socket server, TCP server. Oh, it seems like a bad idea. That's fine. I seem to recall trying this in the past and running into all kinds of bugs. It's not meant to be extended or something. Well, we'll give it the old college try here. I'm going to add a new initialization, excuse me. Self, I'm not going to feed it anything right now. I just want it to have, like, a array of connected clients. That's really all I care about right now. So that means I want it to be like, self dot, client usernames. I'm going to make that into an empty, list. What's up, Hal? Doing some programming, Hal. Doing some programming. Some game dev in this case. Very light game dev. Just all textual stuff. So client usernames, that's fine. It's because it's Hack the Planet. It looks so gross. I'm sorry, Kamijin. I'm sorry. It pleases me very much. I'm sorry if you dislike it. But I also don't care. Alright. So we got some usernames now. But I guess I'll have to, run the old init, right? So, I don't know. How the hell do you use super on Python? How does super work again? Where are we at? Super returns a proxy object, blah, blah, blah. Method calls, okay. It's the same object. Alright, so I guess I'm supposed to do, like, super init. Yeah, method, okay. Oh, right, I have to also get the... Yeah, I'm sorry. I have to get the same... Let's go to the server here. It has to also take the address. Host port tuple. You have a good day, Hal. Thanks for stopping by. How you doing, Yoku? How's your day been, homie? Alright, so let's go super... I guess you do it like this, huh? I hope so. This seems weird. Alright, so I feel like something's wrong here. I'm gonna just put in address. I don't feel right. I haven't used super in a minute. Alright, so let's just make this into a Battleship server now. See what breaks. Because that don't feel right. I hate using super. I really hate using super. I'm starting to think that I hate object-oriented programming. Let's see. Server, let's go. No. It takes 2 positional arguments, but 3 were given. I guess because it got self? What was the 3rd argument? Super hard 3. It uses a local shawarma. Joint shawarma. Just gave me a free meal experimental wrap. Just got some experimental shawarma. Got that beta test shawarma. Chicken leg meat, fries, hot pepper, etc. in the wrap. So good. That's awesome, bro. Like some nice dudes. I don't want to go over that side of the screen. That's where the chat is. All right. So what do I want to do here with this? It takes 2 arguments. And it takes 2 arguments, huh? That seems weird. Why not more? Oh, wait. No, it is in... This is where it went wrong, up here. Self-address, but 3 were given. Oh, it needs a handler. Duh. Duh. I'm a doofus. Okay, let's try that. Probably still won't work, but... Oh, wow, it actually is working. Okay, is the client still gonna work? The answer may surprise you. Yes, it will. Okay, well, that's promising. So now whenever we get a... Okay, well, here's what I want to do now. I want to actually have the echo server. I want to actually control the client manually now, right? We have to actually read from the command line. So we just have to go back to here, to the client. We're not going to just send information automatically anymore. We're going to prompt the user. We're going to say, like, you know, print, you know, like a little prompt there. And then we're going to wait for whatever they say, right? We're going to send whatever gets typed in. So how do you get stuff off the command line in Python again? It's like sys, right? You have to import sys. Let's see here. Is that true? OS, maybe? I swear it's called sys, right? Sys. Parameters and functions. No. You just need to read. You just need to read, I think. Pretty sure it's just the read command. Let's go to client, and we're going to try that. We're going to say send read. I think that's how that works. Dot encode. It wants bytes. Yeah, they're mad cool. It's gonna be free extras. Man, that sounds sick, dude. This kind of stuff for many years. I've been doing it since, you know, since I was probably like 13, so almost 20 years now. It's a lot of fun. I'm not super amazing at it. Okay, so do it more like a hobby. Good for, you know, automating some stuff. I want to go back here to the server, see if I got the right command there to read from the command line. Let's go! No. Couldn't connect, huh? Oh, because we have no server running, right? Right, I'm sorry. I'm a doofus. Run that. Connect. Name read is not defined. Okay, so I have the wrong command after all. Oh, we need to file. Yeah, it's file.read, right? So we need to file first. But what's the input file on Python? The standard input. Is it just standardin.read? It might just be stdin.read. Is it sys.standardin? Yes, okay, so I do want to import sys to get standard input. So I don't want the server, I want my client here. Alright, so import sys. Now we can do sys.standardin.read. Now, there's probably an easy way to do that. I swear there is. Isn't there like an input, actual, like, I think there's like an input built-in function. Input. Okay, yeah, I'm a doofus. We don't need to import sys. Import, yeah. What's up, Kaywin? So all I want to do is I want to just close that. I want to do input, then we have like a prompt. I think that's how that works. Let's see how that turns out for us here. Okay. Test. Hey, okay, now we're talking. Now we can send commands and stuff. Now I need to just loop over that forever. So Itsuki says, would love to hang out, but my brain hurts. I see you around, Itsuki. Have a good night, man. How you doing, Kaywin? So I'm going to loop over that forever. Just constantly, you know, send stuff to the server and then receive something back. It has to be asynchronous, though. So we're going to need some kind of threading going on here. Okay, I can live with that. So let's just go back to the client for now. The client needs threading. The server doesn't need threading yet, if ever. So import threading. We're making Battleship, dude. Right now we're kind of not making Battleship at all, right? We're making like a very basic server client system, just to make sure that I remember how to do it at all. Because I haven't done this in a minute here. So what we're doing basically right now is we have a server program that's waiting for a connection from the internet. We have a client program that connects to that server, sends it any data I want, like any word, and then the server sends it back. So that's kind of what we're doing here, kind of like a test. So we have a client, excuse me, we have a server waiting for connections. Then we have a client that connects to it, sends it a word, then the server sends it back. That's all we have going here. So I want 2 threads of execution. I want one thread constantly waiting to print data, and one thread constantly waiting to receive or to receive data. I want one to receive, one to send. So we need a function. That's how threading.thread works, right? We have to have a function to feed it. Right? I don't know, let me review threading.thread real quick. So we want threading. Alright, what do we got here? Blah, 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 blah. Thread local, thread object. I think we always need a thread object, huh? Alright, that's fine. I can live with that. So we want to make a new thread object then, right? Let's go to the client. We're going to say, class, receive thread extends threading.thread. Now all we need to do is have it do its thing. I think it's called run, right? Or yeah, run. Okay, so we're gonna make a run method here. It doesn't have any we want def run. All it's gonna do is wait for connections from the server. But it needs to know what the server is, right? So it needs to have a socket. How's it gonna know? What do? We have to feed it something. But we can do that, that's no problem. Yeah, see, it gets arguments. Threads do. It gets quargs. Oh, we can just feed, don't need to make our own object. We can also just have it. So is args go to the actual target? For the target invocation. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. Let's not make our own class. Let's simplify this. Here's what we can do. We're just going to make our own function, right? We're going to call it receive forever. Yeah. Okay. It needs a needs a connection object, right? So we want a connection. Okay, so we want to just say, print. We want while true, print connection dot receive dot strip, decode it. Okay, very simple. Now I also want to send forever. While true. Then we want connection dot send input, encode that bad boy so it'll send over the internet. All right. So now we can start some threads, I think, right? So I want to say, receive thread equals threading.thread. Target equals, receive forever. And then args equals server connection. And let's just break that line. Alright, and then we want the connection, so we can get rid of this now. We don't need a... Yeah, it's fine. We want to send a thread too, so let's go send thread equals threading.thread. Target equals send forever. Args equals server connection. We can get rid of these now. I feel like it's probably not going to work because I'm stupid. But let's try it anyway. So that's still running just fine. Let's go to the client and run this. It ended. It ended cleanly. We're supposed to have some while trues running. Oh, they don't start, right? They have to start the threads. So we have to go down here. We have 2 threads. Let's do send thread.start and then receive thread.start. Now our main logic ends. So is that going to end the script or the threads keep it running? Let's see here. Send forever argument after that must be interval, not socket. What? Let's see here. Something happened wrong with the invocation of how I'm using this args. Oh, iterable. I gotcha. I need this to be a list, not just one argument. That makes sense. All right. All right, this might work. Hello? Uh-oh. That ain't right. All right, let's kill this. So, for some reason, it wants to print out a lot of garbage data. Like it's receiving, like, you know, nothing over and over again. What is it sending off and receiving? I'm going to actually get a new server here. Alright, so let's actually get some diagnostic data, right? Let's do print waiting to receive from server. And then we're going to get some more here. Let's just say, you know, waiting for user input. Let's go to the server as well, get some diagnostic stuff printed off. Let's see, what is it doing here? So-and-so wrote. When's it going to send, though? Alright, so it's not going to send until it receives. Oh, that's fine. So let's, you know, the server's already serving. Let's go to the client again. Okay, so it's waiting for user and waiting to receive. That's fine, that's what I expected. Let's get the user input going, huh? So it's receiving a lot from the server. But how can that be? The server's not sending anything. Right? Or is it? The server seems to be sending a lot. It's receiving a lot of, like, emptiness or something like that. What you doing, server? What are you sending exactly? It only sends right here. It has to wait until it receives something, right? So this thing must be sending data quietly. Well, no, because we're going to be printing out such-so wrote every time we receive something. I'm not seeing that, right? No, see? What are you receiving, homie? So in that case, I want to print out what I'm receiving. So let's just say, you know, receive data equals connection.receive. Yeah, sure, let's do it like that. Okay. Print, receive data equals, and then we're going to send over the receive data, see what the hell we're looking at here. Just an empty, I assume it's just probably like, you know, 0 bytes or something. It's just receiving it over and over again. I don't know exactly why. What do you got here? Alright, let's look, just what I thought, right? It's just sending over 0 bytes. Well, that's fishy. Battle Strike, oh my god, that's actually a good idea, Gypsy Claw. I want to, in the near future, actually take suggestions like that and add them into the game as rules. Right now we're kind of getting things started, though. We're kind of getting the very basics going here. But I do want us to make like a lot of variations of Battleship, like as like a interactive thing at some point. Like we'll have like 10 different variations. One should be Battle Strike for sure. Like a parody Battleship Third Strike combination. So it's receiving, how do I stop it from receiving all these empty bytes? The server doesn't claim to be sending them, right? Or is it? Whenever it gets a request, it sends data back. That's the only time it sends data, right? So this is not getting triggered at all. So why is it getting all these goddamn empty byte strings back? Does receive not wait? No, it received wait. It's waiting right here. Let me just do a quick Google search. Socket server sending 0 bytes. Yeah, here we go. Returns an empty string on end of file. Okay. The connection might be breaking, huh? Maybe it's not a persistent connection? That kind of makes sense. It's not a persistent connection. It just handles one request and disconnects, huh? Yeah, that makes sense, right? Because it's taking a request and handling it, and then it's done. So I want to actually keep the connection. So I have to change my server code. Right? I have to go here, and all the data for the server should be handled right here in handle. This is for every new connection, not every new text request. So I want to say, you know, while true. This is going to block the whole server, do you think? I don't know. Let's assume it won't for now. Okay, that's what I think I want. So now it's going to actually loop. Whenever it gets a new request, it'll just keep receiving and then waiting, right? That's what I think I want. Let's kill the server. Relaunch it. Okay, and then we're going to go to the client. Okay. Okay, that is what I wanted. Okay. So now we can get rid of all this diagnostic data that I wrote in there. Just cluttering up the interface. So let's go back to the client and get rid of all this stupid trash here. Let's call this receive string. Let's call it receive str. We're going to actually strip it and decode it. Now we can just print that off here. Alright. There. So now we have a little simple client and a server. Let's run the server again. Run the client again. Test. Test. Hello. Hello. Okay. So now we got something going here. Something dirty, but something. So now we can start thinking more about game logic, right? Now we want, let's actually kill both these. We want to mess with the server now. So now when the server gets a new connection, I want it to ask it for a name, right? So let's see here. Receives a connection. I don't care what it says first. I just want to wait to send some data. So on a new connection, I want to send something first. Can we do that? Let's do self.request.sendAll name. We'll actually encode that though. Name.encode. Then when we receive some data, right here, self.data, I want to add that to self.server.client usernames. It's going to be a problem if we have two of the same username. It's not a huge deal. It doesn't really matter. How about client user tuples? Right, we'll include an address in there. Let's go down to here. So let's call it client tuples. The tuple will be an address and a name. Dot append. We want like their address first. And then their name. Why is it self.data being overwritten? That doesn't seem important to me. Let's not mess with that. I don't want that to be the case. Let's just call this a data string. I don't want to add an attribute there. It doesn't need that. So data string is a request received, strip decode. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to call this data string. All right. There we go. So now we have a tuple on there. So that's pretty neat. I can already see a lot of bugs here, but we're just getting started, so that's fine. We'll worry about that later. See, my problem here I'm having is that, let's say we have two guys connect, right? Let's say one disconnects early. I have no code to handle that right now. Not even sure how I would off the top of my head. We can figure that out next time. We're going to assume they're going to stay connected through the whole game. Alright, so we got the name. Okay. Let's actually say, well, let's call a client tuple equals the client address and the data string. So actually let's call this username for clarity's sake. Alright, now we can append this to the user tuples. Alright, that's cool. Now we're going to say if if len, that's the length of self.server.client tuples equals 2. Then we're going to send, we're going to say like self.request.sendAll you know, place your ships. We're going to then encode that to send it over the blag. But then that's going to be it. It's going to be done. So we actually don't want this while true anymore. Not going to be echoing anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, guys. Okay. So it's going to end the connection here. That's fine. This is just a quick test. If you don't have 2 yet, so say we're going to have, let's say we have, if it's, you know, equal to 2, that's great. If it's less than 2, there's also a race condition here. You don't want this. This is going to be an issue too. We got bugs for days. That's fine. We'll worry about that later. If it's less than 2, though... No, excuse me. We don't need that. We just need else. Else self.request.sendAll. You know, waiting for second player. .encode. Okay, so now we have that working, but here's the issue. The issue is now, you know, let's say we do get a second connection. What then? How do we get the game started? I have to keep checking over and over again if there's another connection. So I have to get some. I have to import time. Right? We have to get some timing-based stuff here. So I'm not literally checking every single tick. So let's import. I think it's called time. I think it's called time.sleep. Right? It's the wait. So now we want, you know, while we're gonna block for a while. While self.server.client tuples is less than 2. We're just going to wait. So we're just going to do time.sleep, I think it is, right? For 1 second. Or is that milliseconds? I think it's seconds. Should be fine. We're actually going to do a print as well. Waiting. There we go. I'll print waiting for a very long time. Alright, we don't need this anymore. This stuff is all a bunch of baloney now. Alright. Let's see what happens. And I'm forgetting something, that's fine. Serving forever, let's connect. Name? David. Whoa! Okay. So let's kill this. And kill this. It says the client address is not defined. I thought it was. Oh, we want self.client address. My B. Like that, I think. So I'm going to also welcome them. So I'm going to say, like, you know, self.request.sendAll. Welcome so-and-so. And then we're going to format that with the username. They're going to encode that. Just send it over the internet. Let's see how that works for us. I got the client over here. Name, David. Oh. What's up, chicken at 9,000? Okay. So we got a type error here. But why? While self .server cuttables. Oh no, I need the length. Right, I'm sorry. I need the length. While length. There we go. There we go. I'm stupid. Surprise, surprise. Name, David. Okay. So welcome, David. Waiting for second player. Now we're waiting. Okay. So now let's try with another player, shall we? Let's go to this command prompt and do pi battleship client.py. Well, that's not right. How about I don't get no name prompt? Hello? Hello? No, something's wrong here. It's blocking. This must not be threaded. It must only handle one request at a time. Hell yeah, I do, chicken. Yeah, I read a lot of software for the stream. But I've been wanting to write something more creative, right? Not something so damn utilitarian. I want to make something fun, so thought I'd try and schedule some stream time to work on a game here. But we have an issue. This is blocking. I kind of want to be able to handle 2 connections simultaneously. So that's no good. But here's what we can do. We can just make a thread out of the handle. We'll just handle and make a new thread. Yeah. Is it Justin? So chicken's tried programming before with JavaScript. Okay. Yeah, I need to import some threading here. Import threading. So we don't want this to be called handle anymore. We want this to be called, like, you know, handle forever. We'll go with that for now. All right, so now we need a new handle. A new handle code. Let's go with def. Wait, what? Def handle self. I want to make a new thread. So I want to say, like, you know, handle thread equals, you know, threading dot thread target equals handle forever. And that should be good enough. No, self dot handle forever. That's what we want. Yeah. Let's try that. Self dot handle forever. That should work, I would think. At least when I start the thread. Handle thread dot start, like that. All right, that seems overly simple. Like that shouldn't work. That seems too good to be true. Let's try it and see what horrible errors occur. Okay. Nope, something went wrong. Let's kill it. What happened here? An operation was attempted on something that is not a socket. That's descriptive. So apparently self.request doesn't work anymore if I try and... Oh, right, because this thing's handling only one at a time. This entire handler only handles one at a time. So I need to send some more data to handle forever. It needs to know some things. It needs to know... you know, the server. It needs to know the request. It needs to know the client address. That's what this needs. So now we can get rid of, you know, we can do request.sendAll. That's fine. We don't need the self anymore, because it's not going to be using the state of the handler itself anymore. So it doesn't need these selfs. Okay. What do we got here? Request, that's fine. Alright. So now we want this to have arguments. Like this. So we want to say like args equals a list. We want to send over self.server. We want to send over self.request and self.client address. Let's make this look a little bit prettier. There we go. That'll do. And that might still explode. But let's just try it. Invalid syntax. I typed something wrong. Yes. I have to close my list here. Alright. Invalid syntax again. Oh, I missed this right here. I'm a dummy. Alright, so far so good. What the hell's going on here? Client still running apparently. No. Still no good. It's not a socket, huh? What was a socket before, for crying out loud? What do you mean it's not a socket? Anything still running? Let's close this. Was that causing issues? Maybe. This one's still running. Let's kill the server. Let's do this in the right order. Sockets can be kind of crazy. Okay, let's just do that and get some blank lines. Make sure we're all on the same page here. Start the server. Start a client. No good. Kill the client. Kill the server. So if it's not a socket, then what is it? Let's find out what request is. Let's just print off request. I mean, is it sending the data? How far is it getting here? Let's, you know, print, request. What is request? Something is amiss here. Steve's Templar says, and it shall be named War Vessel, thus avoiding the evil copyright torpedo. You sunk my war vessel. You son of a bitch. Alright. Conflict crafts, yo. That's sick. Okay, so what happened here? We had a socket, and then we have an error. Well, what am I doing wrong here? I've only got one socket to print. Here's the socket. Then we have an exception. But where's the other print? Suppose I print socket twice. Request.sendAll name.encode. An operation was attempted on something that is not a socket. We already did battle boats. Pretty sure that's the name of that site we were on. No, we were using Boom. Yeah, we were on Boom Boom Battleship or Boom Boom Boats, right? Boom. I'm kind of partial to Vencabots, but I'm also an egomaniac. Kind of like conflict crafts, though. Alright, well, how come it didn't print twice? It's supposed to print twice. Print requests. Did it ever send the name? It's hard to tell because it prints off so many lines so fast. Battleship, only one T. Oh my god. Dude, I would love some double stuffs right now. Even though it's probably the worst thing in the world for you. Just staring at... It prints it off once and gives me an error for... It shouldn't even get to that line. It's supposed to print that off twice. Why is it only printed off once? That's madness. Sockets are madness. No, Templar, no. You're right, you're right. That'd probably sell 1 million copies, though. Oh, it crashes right here. Okay, that's fine. So once I use up request, it gets used up or something. It works the first time I try and print it. After that, it's done for. It gets closed for some reason. The connection is closed. Why? Who's closing the request? Is it you over here? The client? Oh, the request is getting updated whenever I use it or something? That's why it has to be self.request. Poop. I just want a connection. Can I just get a connection? I think I'm gonna stop fucking with this goddamn socket server, man. This is just a pain in my ass. It's being unpredictable. That's why I hate using fucking third-party code. Yeah, fuck it. I'm getting too frustrated. I'm gonna make my own server. I don't have time to fuck around with this shit. Let's just import socket. Yeah. We're writing the code from scratch, guys. This is why I hate using high-level code. I always go as low as level as possible, because something always goes wrong. I can't figure out why. Because it's something that I didn't program myself. So we want to make a new socket object. Alright, so I want to... how do I wait? Accept a connection. Socket must be bound to an address and listening for connections. Okay, so how do I make it listen? We bind it. Okay, is there a listen method on a socket? Listen. Okay. Alright, so let's... So I'm frustrated. Let's redo all of our code here. I make my own server with blackjack and hookers. Thank you, Steve. Get to purchase turns. Oh my god. Good idea. 1 free turn a day. We're being generous. Alright, so how are we going to dismantle my existing code and make brand new code? Well, we want a Battleship server. So we're going to make a Battleship server 2. It's not that it doesn't work, it's just that I don't know how to use it, therefore it's shit, and I'll make my exactly, dude. Yeah, exactly. It's not that it doesn't work. It probably works fine. But I have very limited time. I don't really have time to figure out how your code works. Just make my own code, man. Take me less time. Like, what's the point of using somebody else's code if it's not any faster? If it takes more time to learn your code than to write my code, I'm just gonna write my own fucking code. Alright, so let's, class, Battleship Server 2. I'm not sure if you can use the numbers. Pretty sure you can. I'm not going to extend anything. That's it. Def, init, self. First thing we want is a socket. So we want, our listen socket is going to be socket.socket, right? Then we have to, do we have to bind it, or are we going to just listen? Then we can accept it, right? So listen, enable server to accept connections. If backlog is fine, that's fine. Okay. So I think I want, can I get like an example here? Okay. Example. Makes a new socket. Okay. He binds it first and he listens. Okay. So let's do like, listen socket.bind localhost 6666. We want to do, listen socket.listen 1 in the backlog. Then we can get, connection and a address. We're gonna do it the same way they do it here. Listen socket dot accept. So now we have a connection. Now we can send and receive data indefinitely. That's what I like. God damn it, dicks! I want to play Battleship. Take somebody else's idea, change it to dodge copyright, and change it to be brighter. More saturated colors. I'm gonna turn the light on in here. Okay. So now we're cooking with gas. Now you have a connection. That's what I want. That's what I want. Let's go back to basics and do our echo server again, because I'm not using the actual TCP handler. So now I want to say, like, print, new connection from, and then the address, kind of like they have it over there. That's fine. Then I want to say, we're going to make an echo server, right? So then we're going to say, while true, data string equals con.receive, and 24 dot strip dot decode. We're going to send it right back to them. So we're going to say con.sendall echo, then their string, dot format the data string, dot encode. Okay, so there's our new echo server. That should wait for a connection, get a connection, and once it gets one, just echo forever. Alright. So let's, I don't want it to serve forever anymore. Let's comment that out. As soon as it initializes, it's already doing its job. So we don't want to do that. I want to have a separate... I don't want to have capital I for init. That's crazy. I want to have, like, def handle client self, and then, like, a connection and an address. So connection and an address. Then I want to just copy all this code here. Alright. We can delete it from here. So when I get a new connection, I want to always do that. So here's what I want to do. I want to say, while true, accept new connections. Right? Accept a connection. And then make a handle client thread. Right? So I want to do, client thread equals threading dot thread. Target equals handle client. Args equals target equals self.handle client. Args equals con and address. I think I might be seeing where the bug might be happening here, but I'm going to try this anyway. Okay. So now we're making a new thread. We're going to start the thread. Client thread dot start. Okay. So whenever it gets a new connection, it sends the data to a new thread that does this. Seems pretty bootlegged. I'm not gonna lie. This seems really, really bootlegged. That's because it is. That's because it is. Let's see how this works. Alright. Nobody else is connected at the moment. We got a server here. Is this gonna work at all? No. Socket server is not defined. I want to import a socket server. Where we got socket servers being imported? Oh, up here. Let's just delete all this shit. I'm done with your crazy. I'm starting over. Battleship knockoff? Bootleg? Say it ain't so. We're starting over clean, guys. Starting over clean. With the Echo server again. Alright, let's go. Socket has an attribute socket. Are you sure about that? Was it lowercase? Yeah, it's lowercase. Okay. Let's go. Okay, well, it's creating the server. Oh, because it's serving forever right there. Well, let's try the client then. What's this bootleg ass shit? Okay, I got a connection. Hello? Yo, it fucking works! Well, how's that for bootleg? First try squad. But now we'll do another one. Because it's programmed to accept 2 clients at the same time. Kind of like my ex-girlfriend. What's up? Testing. Yo, we got 2 connected clients. See? Why'd I fuck around with that fucking higher level code? Boilerplate, baby. Boilerplate. Alright, so we've got 2 clients connected. They're both getting their own unique echoes. So that's pretty neat. We can kill all this stuff now. Alright, actually, why don't we handle that error? As a little way to nip in the bud future bugs, right? So let's, when we're handling the client, we have this going on forever here. I want to try, isn't that the command? Try this code. And then I want to accept connection reset error. All I want to do is say, you know, print a message. We lost, I'm just going to say, you know, the connection address. Dot format adger. Right? Let's try that. So now it should be able to deal with somebody disconnecting, I think. Got new connection there. New connection there. Hello. Baloney. Okay, now I can disconnect this one. It should give me a nice clean message now, and not a huge error. Well, it's printing it off 1,000,000 times. Oh, right, I didn't end the actual, I have to break it, right. So, let's kill that. And kill this now. We have to actually make this break out of this execution loop. So, we want to do, you know, break. There we go. So now it should be able to handle a disconnection without exploding. So we want to try hello, echoes that back, no problem. Baloney, echoes that back, no problem. Let's kill this one. Okay, so we lost one, but we have a nice little error message there now. Not like a, it doesn't like crash. Testing, and that one's still connected. Okay. So can I reconnect now too? Yo! Let's go. Okay, so we got the server working, got the client working. Everything is as it was before, if not better. So I can play with the server a little bit more. I'm supposed to be doing tactics now. I'm going to play for another maybe an hour here, though. If people don't complain too much. We'll see. I'm having fun here. I don't usually have time to do this anymore. Back before I was a streamer, man, I would do this kind of stuff all the time. Alright, so what do we got here? I want to now... We're handling a client, sure. We're echoing, that's great. In fact, why don't we just call this, you know, instead of handle client, we'll call it echo client. No, Chicken 9000, no! So we had echo client now. But I want to actually make another, you know, thread of excuse me, another, you know, set of logic for handling the actual game. So let's go, you know, we'll call this one, you know, like play Battleship, right? And we have self, we have a connection, and we have an address. So first thing we want to do is when we get a new connection, we have a new stuff here. We're going to say, you know, well, here, let's actually get rid of this code from up here and put this code here. Also, I want to put the serving forever code in this line of dialogue here, right here. So making a new server, that's fine. It's listening. That's fine. We can live with that. All right, so now we have a play Battleship code here. We can finally get started on the actual core, you know, the meat of the game. So we're going to say, you know, try, put it all in a try loop. Or excuse me, all in a try block. We're going to say connection.sendAll name, just like last time. Then we're going to encode that to send it over the internet. Then we're going to receive the names. We're going to say username equals connection.receive 1024 bytes. Then we're going to you know, strip that of its white space. Then we're going to decode that back into a string. In fact, I'm going to actually call this username string, just so we all know what it is. All right, so now what do we got here? We got the username now. So we don't know how many guys are connected. We actually make a new trait of the server itself, right? We're going to actually give it a property. We're going to say self.clients equals, and we're going to make it an empty list. So now we get a new client here. We can add this to the list. So we can say, you know, self.clients.append. We're going to call it client tuples, actually. That just to be clear about what's going on. Exactly, Templar, exactly. We don't know how many guys are connected. Just like my ex-girlfriend. Alright, so we're going to append, you know, the... connection, the address, and the username string. Okay. So now we know how many guys are connected to the server. Here we go. If, you know, the length of the client tuples list is less than 2. We have less than 2 guys connected. We're going to say print. Actually, not print. We want to actually send. So we're going to say connection.sendAll waiting for second player. We're going to encode that because it goes over the internet better. Then we're going to do like a... We're going to wait forever, right? So we're going to say while true, excuse me, no, excuse me, not while true. While the length of client tuples is less than 2. We actually indent this less, right? This shouldn't be a while loop. This should be, actually, this should be a while loop right here. That way we just send this message over and over again. There we go. Then we're gonna actually wait. So we're gonna say, wait a second player. Then we're gonna say time.sleep for, I don't know, 5 seconds. We'll wait 5 seconds between checking again. Alright. Then we're gonna say, you know, once we get a second player, it'll break out of that loop. We're gonna say, print, you know, connected players. Then we're gonna make like a little string there. We're gonna say that we're gonna go by their usernames, right? So it's gonna be like let's actually make like a username, you know, usernames string. It's gonna be I don't know how to join 2 strings together. I think I do, right? Let's go check how to join strings. I think it's actually do it from the string sequence type. Is there like a join method? Join. Returns a string which is a concatenation of the strings in iterable. Alright. Separator is the string. Okay, I got you. This is what I want to do then. I want to go to the server. I want to do a username string is a comma and a space. Then I want to join a not. Oh my god. A join string. Oh my god. Templar, okay? I can handle puns, you know, in The Evil Within, Final Fantasy Tactics, Third Strike, whatever, but not Python, okay? You can't make Python puns. So I want to join 2 strings together from an iterable. That means I want to do list comprehension. So that means I want to do like x for x in self.client tuples. So I want x2, the username string, for x in. I think that's how you do the code. Pretty sure that's how that works. Connected players dot format usernames string. And they're gonna be disconnected after that. Now I want to accept connection reset error. Print we lost so and so. Dot format address. Okay. So I don't want to print this. I want this to be sent over the network. I made a boo-boo there. So I want to say like you know, con.sendall of this message. I'm going to encode that though. Alright, let's see if this works. I always assume probably not, right? I always assume probably not. Because I'm real dumb. Alright, so we got the server running. Client numero uno. Get a new connection. I didn't get a prompt for a name, though. Oh, probably because I didn't fix this yet, huh? Yeah, okay, let's kill this client. And kill this. So we're still using the Echo. We're still using the Echo software. I gotta fix that. So while true, yeah, the target's Echo client right now. We want to do target play Battleship. There we go. Okay. Let's see how this works. Okay, we're getting prompted for a name. David. Okay, client tuples not defined, so I made a mistake. I changed something's name, then forgot to change it somewhere else. So we have to go fix client tuples. I don't want client, I want self.client tuples, not just client tuples. You goofball. Alright, so do we have something called client tuples up here? We do. Okay, let's try this then. Server. What's my name? David. Okay, so I'm waiting for a second player. I'm just going to do it again in a few seconds. Yes, okay, that's good. That's what I want. Now let's go here and connect again. I'm Splavid. So I got two players, David and Splavid. How about this side? Yo, let's go! And now it's done. It won't do anything else. That's the end of our code. But hey, we got to wait for two guys. When it got both guys, it told me who both guys were. So now we can have it start, you know, working with, you know, getting the game set up. We can place our boats and all that good stuff. This is the real fun of the programming. David and Devad, huh? I'm sorry, dude. I'm kind of partial to Splavid myself. So I can send data now, nothing's gonna happen, right? Test. Yeah, nothing, it doesn't care anymore. So I'm gonna just kill the clients now. Actually, when we get the connection reset error, we should probably remove them from the client list, but it's whatever. So these bugs, this is a really, you know, bootleg piece of software. I'm not too worried about these bugs right now. I want to get things basically working. Okay, so we got actual, you know, gameplay logic happening here. Believe it or not. I mean, we don't have no gameplay logic. We have server-client logic working. Let's put it that way. So Jarmahen says, hello, is this Python? Yeah, it definitely is. Bless you for making games in the language. It's not really a game. I'm not going to say like I'm making like an amazing game or anything. It's a real quick text-based script for playing Battleship in a console. But yeah, Python is godlike, of course. Python is the best. I'm glad you agree, Jarmahen. Welcome aboard, bro. Exactly. Basically, we're going to then you fix the bugs. Yeah. So I'm not going to worry about that bug right now. Our next step is going to be placing ships. So we're going to need a few things that are actually more interesting now, right? We got the goddamn client and server stuff out of the way. Oh well, no. I mean, I'm competent with Python. I've been using it for many, many years now. But I'm not, you know, I'm not a game dev. Put it that way. I'm not a game dev. So I wouldn't say it's to teach myself. This is just for fun. All right. So. Yeah, I'm just a game streamer. I'm not really a game dev. I usually use Python for writing, you know, automation and stuff for my own little scripts here. I run the stream using Python, for instance. My stream is very much based in Python scripts. But as for game programming, I'm not really into that very much. So I'm telling you, slam this out, make the ships floating pieces of shit, make some awesome animations with them shooting. I like that idea. 1 million downloads incoming. Kaboom, splish. So now we want like actual Battleship, right? We have the server and client running very basically. So we want like players, right? We want special classes, right? Let's do like a class representing a player. Each player should have what? Let's go back to our notes. Let's go back to our notes here. Okay. So you know, player object. You know, each player should have a board for their ships. Right? So we don't really need a player object then, right? We just need a board object. So player object is very simple. We just need a board for each player. So, what does a Battleship board even look like, guys? I don't even know. Let's go Dapper Dons. You do all the work, and I squat on an idea or two, and we'll go far on your heart, dude. We'll split it 50-50, man. 50-50. Alright, is this a Battleship board right here? It's got what? 1 through 10, and A through J, huh? But we actually do the dimensions dynamically. No, let's not fuck with that shit yet. Let's not fuck with that shit yet. So let's go back to our code on the server. So we want like a Battleship board, right? It needs to have rows and columns, and each row and column needs to have space for a ship and for a peg. That's what I'm thinking too, German hint. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, a 2D array. Thinking the same thing. So, here's what I'm thinking, right? In fact, it wouldn't even need to be its own class, right? Not yet. I'm thinking way too deep about this. What we really want is, just to make a board for the client. So we have a connected client. I don't want echo anymore. Let's just get rid of this, just so it's taking up space. So we have our clients, right? I want to give them both an empty board. So when we have a connection, we have both of our guys. I want to give them a board, right? So let's say, board equals, instead of 2D array. So that would be like an array of arrays. So we want to go like rows, right? No, should we do rows or columns first? I think I want to go with rows. So we have I want like a row. Like this, right? Then I want it to have like a spot for a ship. It's gonna be a tuple of 2. So I'm thinking like null, or is null not a thing in Python? Oh, it's called none, right? None and none. Okay. Then that needs to have what is that? 10 by 10? Yes. So I want none none, none none. None, none. None, none. None, none. All right, so that's 5 right there, right? Just copy paste that. This is a really jank way to do this. I mean, I should do this programmatically, right? What's the fun in that? We should do it programmatically. Let's make a function called generate board. How about that? I like that more. Def generate board. Not bird, but board. Alright. Something's amiss here because this is not... Yeah, I want to just get rid of this. This ugliness. Alright, let's actually... Oops. Okay. So I generate board function now. We're going to say, like, a new board is just an empty array, empty string, excuse me, empty list. Then we're going to say, for just like we want to do like a range, right? Like for, tile, for row in range. Now is 10 range, is that 10? I think that's 10 iterations. Built-in function range. It's an immutable sequence type. Okay, that's fine. Where is it? Blah, 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 blah. I'm just going to assume that range gives me 10 iterations if I say range 10. Alright. So for row in range 10... No, that doesn't seem right. I'm programming this wrong. I haven't done this in so long. I want to say, like, you know, row is, oh, yeah, we can do, that's what we're supposed to do. New board. Let's call this, you know, row equals like that. And then, you know, for tile in range 10, row dot append none. Okay, so now we have a row. We're going to say, no, now new board dot append row. All right, so now we should have this. So now we're going to return the board. Now I'm going to print this off, print out the new board, and it's probably going to be a disaster. But that's cool. That's great. I love it. I like it. I love it. Let's just, you know, print off, generate board, and see how it looks. See if I really fucked that up. I probably did. Me being real dumb and all. Okay, I got a connection error. Oh, I'm on a client. I'm sorry. Get the server running. Get a client running. Name's David. Waiting for another player. Let's go here. Oops, I don't want to do that. Alright, do that. Name is Divad. That's for Templar. So name generate board is not defined. I'm a doofus. Let's start over. With my bitch ass. What did I do? Generate board. Print generate board. Wow, I'm stupid. I want self.generate board. There we go. Alright. So where's my stupid server? There's a server. Here's client 1, David. Here's client 2, Devad. Okay, there we go. So we got a board for both players. Look at this fucking monstrosity. Let me make sure this is correct. All right, let me make sure this is all right. So let me go to the server here. Let me just get some little... Let's go to the notepad. I want to actually go here and count this shit. This doesn't look like enough. Oops. Okay. So what do we got? Let's actually, you know, format this somewhat. So what do we got here? None. That's 5 right there. It looks right. Okay. This looks about right. Okay. So yeah, so do we have 10 of these? I think we do. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we got 10 rows. We got 10 tiles in each row. As we begin to see Venka's evil twin from the Mirror universe, Devad, a short-haired man with a Mexican beard who hates all computers. A successful business venture capitalist, yeah. Fucking Devad, man. What a scrub. Not like me. Okay, so we got 10 tiles and 10 rows. So that's pretty neat. So now we need to, you know, run some tests on this new board of ours, right? We need to do like a, we're going to fire on spots. We're going to fire on some tiles. So let's play Battleship here. I want to, you know, say, board, Battleship board is, you know, generate a board. Okay, so now we have a board for each player. Now I want to be able to fire on that board on a certain tile, right? So we want to say, yeah, we're going to say, you know, like def fire on tile self and a coordinate string, right? Like A1, for instance. I've been A1 since day one. Alright, so we want to decode the coordinate string first of all. So, let's make sure that we have the right, you know, input. Right? So we're going to test a coordinate string. I want to match the coordinate string using regular expressions. That's so crazy. That's so stupid. That's so overkill. This is cool and all, but let's do it during the third strike stream instead of the tactics stream. Yeah, not gonna happen, Kaywin. This isn't the tactics stream. This is my casual Friday. I know tactics was scheduled for right now, but we're normally doing an event right now. We're gonna be doing more tactics than we normally do on this day anyway. Alright, so fire on a tile. I want to split it up into two halves, right? So, I don't know, I kind of want to do it with a regular expression. No, let's not do that. That's crazy. That's crazy. You guys are crazy. So we want to say, like, you know, letter coordinate equals coordinate string in the first position. And then the numerical coordinate equals everything after that. So coordinate string, you know, 1 to the end. No, decoy! Let him live! Decoy, let him live! I know decoy's so dangerous. Alright, so now I want to make a map. I want to have a map of coordinates, right? So we want to say, like, let's go up to the server, and we're going to give it like letter coordinate map. We're going to make it into a dictionary or a map. So that means I want to do like, you know, A. I want that to reference the number 0. B references 1. C references 2. Probably an easy way to do this. D 3. E 4. F 5. Let's see, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. All right. Now I have a map of letters to numbers. So the numbers go down or the numbers go along the left? The numbers go down, so I did this wrong. But we can do it, we can fix it anyway. We can have it be, you know, the other way. So this actually goes by YX, not XY coordinates. Or do you say 1B? I think you say A1, right? When you're playing Battleship? Or do you say 1A? I'm going to just assume you want letters first. Sounds cooler that way. Alright. So we got our map. We got our board. Now we're firing on spots. So that means our... we want to convert numerical coordinate into a number. So how do you do that? Just turn it into an int, I think, right? In Python. The letter coordinate is, you know, the coordinate string. We're just going to say, you know, self.letter coordinate map at the coordinate string. Okay. We've got our coordinates. So now we want to change the tuple. So I want to say, like, oh, we don't have the board. We need to have the board. So we want to have the coordinate string with the board and the coordinate string. Okay. Let's feed this to board. Oh, we don't have the fire command yet. Okay. So we're going to say, like, you know, board at the letter coordinate. Then that one at the numerical coordinate. We're not going to do any logic yet. We're just going to just change the tuple to say that we have a miss. So, we're going to say, like, you know, well, it's going to be kind of complex, huh? Let's, yeah. Use implicit parentheses line breaks. We're going to add in whatever was on here before. So we're going to say, you know, the first part of the tuple is board. Let's actually shorten these variable names. There we go. So we got letter chord, and now we got number chord. So at the board, we want the letter chord, then the number chord, and then we want the zeroed spot to stay the same. That's going to be whether or not there's a ship there. But the second spot's going to be just miss now. You know what? Let's not do that. We can program in some schneik. So we're going to say, you know, ship on tile. 3D battleships. Maybe one day, dude. So ship on tile is going to be true or false. No, it's not going to be true or false. Let's make it, you know, whatever it is. So we're going to say, you know, it's board, letter chord. Now how about, let's call it old tile. Old tile equals the board at letter chord and at number chord. Okay, that's our old tile. Now we can say, you know, if there's a ship there, so if old tile 0 is not none, then we can make it, you know, be a fire. Well, it'll be a hit, right? If there's a ship there, it means we've got a hit. So we're going to make a new tile for it now. We're going to make it into old tile 0. Old tile 0. It's going to be a hit in that case. What's up, Little Grims? So, see, this is really cool. This is really, I don't know, dude. That was pretty boring for you guys, but I'm having fun. I'm going to give you guys a little glimpse into the life here. Alright, so let's see here. How you doing, Little Grims? So there's our new tile. Okay, that's good. Now, if there is no ship there, then we're going to say, you know, that same tile is going to be replaced with a miss. There you go. That's well and good. So how was it, Little Grims? Was it awful? Or was it amazing? Alright, so let's see. So we got our fire. I think that works now. I'm pretty sure that works. We gotta test it though, right? We gotta test it. So we each got a board. It has no ships on it yet. But that's fine. So we both got boards. Now I want for the player to just be able to fire on spots randomly. Make the font a little bigger. Sure I can. I'm not actually sure that I can do that yet. But yeah, Jarmahend, I think I'm going to come back to this game later on. We're going to do this probably on every Friday, I hope. We'll see how it goes. Might have totally shitty viewership, and people might, you know, riot and stuff. I might not come back to programming anymore on the stream. But if I do, I'll make the font bigger for you next time. I can't really do that right now. What's up, Snowbiz? There is no convenient zoom function in Vim that I know of. I have to close all my stuff to make it bigger. I apologize for the small font. I should have thought of that. The movie was really cool. The ending was DreamWorks, Iron Giant. Oh, well, Little Grims, don't spoil stuff. Jesus. I was just like, yeah, the ending was... I like you, Snowbiz. Yeah, what did you stream on, dude? I'm really sorry, Jarman. This is my first time doing this on stream like this. I should have thought of that. Alright, so let's say, you know, we got... Alright, I'm going to lower this volume, too, for this ambient music here. For my friend, Obdat. Bandcamp.com. That's, excuse me, Obdat, A-U-B-D-A-T, .bandcamp.com. Free music. Really cool stuff. Look, I'm just like, oh yeah, the movie's really cool. The ending was... That's so godlike. 7.5 out of 10, huh? Okay. Snowman says, I streamed WoW. I have a schedule now. Yo, let's go. 11 to 2. That's pretty ambitious, man. Pretty ambitious. How long have you been doing that schedule? It's tough, man, having been on a schedule. So I want to fire now, right? I want to let the... I want to say... I'm going to prompt the user. So con.sendall... you know, fire on what tile? This is not really how Battleship is played. This is kind of like a test here. Then I want to, you know, encode that. Then whenever I receive, I want to fire on. So I want to say, we're going to do this indefinitely. So we're going to say, while true, I ask them what they want to fire on. And then, you know, they're going to be firing on their own board, it strikes me. They're going to be firing on their own board right now. I have to fix that in a minute. But let's just go, you know, fire on tile. Oh, that's to return the board. It's just to return the board. Because we want a new board every time. So return the board. Okay, so we want to say that our, you know, our Battleship board is fire on tile. Connection.receive. We'll just you know, say you know, tile coordinate equals connection.receive, another 24 bytes. Strip it and decode it. So I want to fire on you know, Battleship board. And tile coordinate. Let's call it coordinate. Let's call it chord. The chord and the board. Alright, so we're doing that forever now. But I want to actually print the board again. That seems really crazy, though. We need to come up with a way to print the board. So let's come up with that before I do anything else here. Since Monday. Okay, that's pretty impressive, though. Hey, look, if you're playing my friend Aubdat's music, dude. You can get it for free at aubdat.bandcamp.com. That's Aubdat, A-U-B-D-A-T. You can get it in FLAC or whatever. It's very good for studying, for programming. He's an ambient musician. Very, very intelligent dude. Big fan of his work. So I want, like, a print board method now. Def print board. Self, and then a board. So, for column in board. So we're going, yeah, then we're going to say for row in board. This is going to be kind of tricky, isn't it? For column in board, and then for row in column. So we're printing it straight down. It's kind of annoying compared to saying printing straight across. But here's what we can do. We can have a, column number. Is that mutant? I would like to print horizontally and not vertically. That makes things really hard in the terminal. We need like a column number. So what I want is, we don't want to do like a traditional for loop. That would make more sense, but not for our application here. I want to have like indexes being saved. Kind of hard to program. This guy's watching me. All this pressure. It's cool though. It's cool. Isn't that kind of funny? Like no one wants to watch programming. I'm the one that wanted to do it in the first place. But it's kind of tough when you have to talk the whole time. But it's fun though. How's your day been, Mutant? So I want like for the column. No, we're gonna do like for column index in range length board. There we go. That's what I want. Now we have a column index. It's a number from 0 to 9. All right. So now we have the column index saved. So now we can go down in rows. But I think what I really want is a row index. So if I said like, for row index in range length board column index. So now we have a row and a column index we can print from. Because I'm trying to defy fate here, right? I'm trying to, print. Wow, I had an awesome idea. Fuck everything and fuck everyone. Let's just go back to having the board be sensible and have XY coordinates, not YX coordinates. So we're going to go back into the fire on tile. And we're going to change these up, right? The player is going to enter them as A1. They're going to be registered as 1A. Let's go to number coordinate and then letter coordinate. All right, once again, starting off with the number coordinate, going to the letter coordinate. All right. So now we have a bunch of rows, not a bunch of columns. Because having a bunch of columns is crazy, dude. It's absolutely crazy. Makes everything harder. So now we can do this sensibly. Now we're going to say, you know, for row in board. And then for column in row. Let's make a, you know, a string here. You know, print string equals, you know, empty string. And we're going to say, you know, if, excuse me, if, column, if column 0, no, if column 1, that's if it misses or not. Equals, let's just say if it's none, then we want to say that the print string, we want to add in a period and a space. No, let's just say period. Elif column 1 equals miss, then we want to say, you know, the print string plus equals, what should be a good thing for a miss? That'd be an X, right? You want O's for hits, X's for X for misses, O's for hits. Elif column 1 equals hit. Then we can say, you know, print string plus equals O. Okay. So now we have that for every single row. I want to put spaces between them, I think. So we're going to say, you know, at the end of all this, at the end of the row, I want to print a new line. So I want to say like a print string plus equals a new line character. All right, and between them I want to put a space. So, and then I want to say like, you know, print string plus equals a space. All right, so that should print it all out. I'm going to return the string. We'll just print the string. No, let's return it. Return the print string. Okay. So now I can actually fire on a spot and then show the player the board. But I'm not going to show the player the board yet. Let's just make sure that it even works at all. So I'm just going to print it off on the server side. Print board, the Battleship board. Okay, this is gonna, I haven't tested this in a long time. It's gonna go totally haywire, I know it. But, you know, let's give it the old college try, shall we? It's probably gonna break spectacularly. Alright, so this is a bunch of nonsense. Let's kill the server. Alright, relaunch the server. Invalid syntax right away. Coordinate map. Doesn't like that, is that not how you do maps in Python? Letter coordinate map. I guess you just use a regular bracket, huh? Like that. Is that true? That doesn't seem right to me. Maybe it is. Has an absolute letter coordinate map. Are you sure about that? I see it right there. Oh, it has to equal. Oh, I'm so stupid. Okay. Equals. Okay, we're going to do it like that then. I'm a dum-dum. There we go. So we got a server. It's serving forever. Let's try a client now. Okay. I'm David. Waiting for second player. Okay, I'm Splavid. Okay, we can fire now. So fire on what tile? How about you know, B2? Fire on tile is not defined. Okay, so let's kill all these. Alright, so let's see here. Fire on tile is not defined, huh? Oh, I want self.fire on tile, right. So I want to go here to self.printboard as well. And self.fire on tile. Boy, this is mad ugly. Just like Kamijun said. I gotta really go through here and clean this up. But we're just kind of hacking this out here. We got 5 minutes left before I want to play some tactics. So I'm going to go launch the server again. All right, I'm going to launch a client here. David's my name. Splavid's my name. Fire on what tile? B3. Okay, so we got B working. But I think it doesn't go to 0, right? I need to fix that. Yeah, it starts on 1, not 0. David's my name, using Python's my game. So, Jarmo, what's your experience with Python anyway? Are you more experienced than me? Are you a game dev? Are you a learner? What's the dilly? So, yeah, so I need to map so that when I type in a 0, when I type in a 1, it actually means 0. Because of the way that Python handles arrays compared to how Battleship handles arrays. But I can disconnect everything. I think everything works so far, it looks like. Let's kill this, kill the clients. All right, so now I want to fix it so the coordinates work correctly for Battleship's way of measuring coordinates. So where is fire on tile? Yeah. So whatever number they punch in, I want to raise that by 1. So number coordinate is whatever they punch in minus 1. If they punch in 1, it really means 0. Okay. Been using it for like 2 years, but I'm not great at it because I use multiple languages like C#, JS, and Java. How about you? Why'd you choose Python? Well, I started off using Java and then C++. And I found Python to just be much, you know, easier on the eyes. I like the syntax for it mostly. I also like the standard library, is really nice. I also like not having to compile shit. Just run the script. So yeah, mostly because of the syntax, the libraries, and the you know, the fact that there's no compilation necessary. Everybody starts at Java. Yeah, Java is disgusting, dude. I really hate Java. I hate all the goddamn curly brackets. I hate the, you know, the virtual machine. I hate how slow it is. Okay, so now we should be able to run the server again. Okay, serve it forever. Connect a client. Okay, I'm David. Player 2 is going to be Splavid. Let's fire on B3 again. And this time it actually worked. B3. Okay, fire on what tile? How about B4? Okay. How about C3? Oh, look at us! So we got some Battleship going on here. We have no boats, so they're all going to miss. They're all going to miss now. So that'd be, how about J10, though? Hey, it worked. So if I fire on J11, it's going to break the game. I didn't put any kind of a handler for that bug. If I fire on J11, it's going to flip out. Yeah. Exactly, template. I hate everything. German says, I feel like Java is dying, but I wouldn't know. Java can never die, dude. It's got too much legacy support. All these big enterprises use Java. So in order to get a job at their enterprise, you know, a job at their company, you have to know Java. Until we all write new software, which is never going to happen, you have to know Java. All right. So yeah, that works really fucking well. Really fucking well. But now we should stop and play tactics. I want to do one more thing before I do that, though. I want to fire on my opponent's board, not on my board. I don't want to fire on my own board. So let's kill everything. Right now we're firing on our own board, but it works pretty well. It works really well, actually. I'm pretty proud of that. But we need to... so we have two players, right? We have to know which one is our opponent, which one's us. That's what's important here. So we need to save an opponent. We know our username. We need an opponent username. So how do we know which one is us and which one is the opponent? Anyone who's not us is an opponent. We know that right now. So I want to, you know, okay, here's what we're going to do. When we have two players, let's say, you know, we're waiting for players where? Here we are. Now we know we have two players. So I want to say for client tuple in self.client-tuples. Oh, but we have the same address. We're on the same machine. We have the exact same address. But we don't have the same connection, though. That's for sure. Okay, so here's what we can say. We can say, you know, if client tuple, I think the address is the connection is the third spot, right? What's the connection in the client tuple? Let me see here. Yeah, we want the connection. That's number 1. Okay, so if client tuple 0, that's the connection, is not our connection, then opponent equals client tuple. So if they're not us, they're the opponent. So we're going to break. The first guy we find who ain't us, that's our opponent. But he doesn't have a board. He needs to have a board. So that means when we make our tuple, we have to put a board on there as well. So right now the client tuple is the connection, the address, the username string. We also need a board. So we need to make the board higher. So we're going to say, you know, Battleship board equals self.generate board. Okay. I don't think I should do some state here. We'll do that next time, though. So we have a board already now. That's cool. All right. So let's just go, you know, Battleship board. Like that. Okay. So now every client has a board. Yeah. Germahet says, you know, you can move this to a web app so easily using Django. You already got the multiplayer part working. Really? I never really used Django before. I usually use, you know, just a regular old CGI for my Python scripts for web stuff. I never used Django. Maybe I should look at it, huh? All right. So now, yeah, each client tuple has its own board. So now we know our opponent's board as well. So that's pretty neat. But the problem is it's immutable. It's immutable. Django's so simple, it's not even funny how simple it is. Okay, maybe I'll look at it then. the time has come, guys. I need a player object that has its own state. So let's go up here and make a class called Battleship Player. It's going to need a few things. It's going to need a connection, an address, a username, and a board. That's all it needs. Self.connection equals connection. Self.address equals address. Self.username equals username. And self.board equals board. Okay, that's what I really want. What you really want. What you really want. So I don't want client tuples anymore. Now I just want players. Okay. Fuck those tuples. And that means that now we can say, you know, instead of making a tuple here, we can say self.players append. Then I want a new player with all these same stats. Like that. Okay. So while self.players is less than 2, and then we want for player in self.players. If player.connection is not our connection, then the opponent is the player. Okay. So actually, let's just say we want to make it like an our player equals player con address username string battleship board. All right, then we're going to say you know, append our player. Okay. All right, guys. So we got an opponent now. Usernames, okay. Equals x dot username for x and self dot players. Okay, we're fixing that now. We're not using the client tuples anymore. We're using a new kind of object called a player for our convenience. Okay, so send that. Blah blah blah. Battleship board. Fire on battleship board. Coordinates fine. No, we want to use our own board now, not battleship board. So it means we can actually just use self.board. No, but we're referring on the opponent's board, though. So let's go, you know, opponent dot board equals fire on tile opponent dot board and the coordinates. Then we're going to yeah, we can send. So we're going to say connection dot send all. Do that. We're going to strip it, and we're going to encode it for transfer. Okay. So now we look at the opponent's board, not our own board. Of course, we do got to see our board, right? You have to keep track of 2 different boards in Battleship. That's fine, though. We're firing. When we're firing, we want to look at their board. That's all that really matters. So let's see if we broke anything terribly there. Then we're going to, once this gets working, we're going to actually move on to tactics, guys. Let's see here. So this is a server. That's a server. Here's a client. David. Player is not defined. Okay, so that's our problem there. Let's kill that and kill the client. Why isn't player defined? I defined it up here. Oh, it's Battleship player. Wow, I'm a doofus. All right, so let's see here. All right. That should be okay then. Launch this. That's the client, I'm sorry. Let's launch the server. Here's the client. David. Waiting for second player. Splavid. Okay, so now I should fire on David's board. Let's fire on B1. Oh, but it's still printing off the wrong board. See, I got a board printed out. That's kind of nice. But it doesn't show anything on B1. Yeah, so I'm seeing my board. So let's fire on C1. So he fired twice. On what did he fire on? B1 and B3. Hey, it's working. So if I fire on a board, I should see my board. This is the wrong board being printed, though. So let's fire on, you know, D8. So I see his shot at C1. Yo, guys! Let's go. But I have the wrong boards being printed. Let's actually disconnect everybody. All right, and then kill the server. I gotta fix which board gets displayed. So when they fire... Let's see here. Let's see here. Which one's printing? A print board. No, I don't want to print Battleship board. I want to print board opponent.board. Okay, this should be our last test here, guys. This should work. All right. I'm David. I'm Splavid. Okay, so fire on what tile? B3. Now we're talking. Okay, guys, we're going to call it a day there for Battleship programming. We ran a lot longer than I thought it was going to. It was a lot of fun, though. So, next Friday, from around 6 to around 8 or 9-ish p.m., we're going to be doing more programming on Battleship. So right now we have 2 empty boards, 2 players that both have empty boards. Right? We can fire around different spots, but we can't place our ships yet. We just fire on empty water. So that's kind of a drag. But it's kind of cool. It's kind of working halfway here. I have a lot of work to do still, for sure. But yeah, right now we're going to move on to Final Fantasy Tactics, guys, as usual. If you enjoy hanging out, you want to keep the channel online, check out my Patreon page, patreon.com/Vencabot. Even $1 there's a huge help. You know, put the talk on my belly because we're making the stream more sustainable in the long term. If you're like me, though, you're totally broke, right? You can't afford no Patreon sub or no, Twitch sub or whatever. That's totally fine. In fact, the most important way to help out is get in the chat, come say hi. That's totally free. You can also follow on Twitch for free. It's a good way to help out if you're not already following. Tell your friends we're here. That is a really, really clutch. And save clips of highlights that you enjoy. We're like a gaming channel mostly. It's going to be a lot of, like close calls, funny stuff, sick combos, parries, scary stuff. It's all good for my break screen, so I can walk away for a bit and not feel guilty. It's good for social media like Twitter and stuff. It's good for highlight reels on YouTube. The clips are really cool, man. They're good for promotional material. They're good for getting new guys on the channel. You guys have no idea how cool the clips are to have. And guys, finally, check out my YouTube channel. I have all of my past streams archived on YouTube, normally in 1080p, 60 frames, including lots of Third Strike, Street Fighter 3. We also have other retro games like Sonic the Hedgehog games, Commander Keen, Metal Gear Solid, Nights into Dreams, Super Metroid. We have modern games like Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, and Bloodborne, and Neo, all blind. We have blind plays of some horror games like Dead Space and The Evil Within. We have AAA games like The Last of Us and GTA 5, and indies like Dropsy, Tokitori, Omega Strike, and 20XX. All really cool games. We also have multiplayer stuff like Dungeons & Dragons. My friend Overlord Steve is our DM on Dungeons & Dragons on the stream. We also have Fortnite Battle Royale. You can go watch me get Victory Royale my very first time playing. And we also have GTA Online on YouTube. Go check it out. If you're not on the desktop version, just type in Vencabot into the YouTube search. You'll find me. But if you're on desktop version of Twitch, check out below my stream. We've got my panels down there. There's a big YouTube button down there. Just click it. You'll find it. I'm very proud of that. Gonna go over a short break here, guys. Come back with some Final Fantasy Tactics. I will see you guys very shortly. Let's close this stuff. Just see you around, Drama Hint. Thanks for stopping by, bro. EX Flash Job. Good block from Prime. Ooh, okay. reset there. Trying to make a comeback. Whoa, that's so sick! I gotta see that again. Somebody clip that. He like red parried out of the shield and then slash elbowed.
Dude.
Come on, Aqua Team. Get that round 3. Oh my god, Courtney. Good block. Oh no. That's it. Don't kill him! Okay, Jesus Christ. So if you'd killed him from that one combo, I would have been like, no, I'm done.